This episode, we're boldly going to the strange new world of testosterone replacement therapy. I'm going to cover my journey, the ups, the downs, the unexpected side effects, and how this relatively new treatment that is going mainstream could affect your choices going forward. I'm covering some mature subject matter, so if you have kids, maybe give them some scissors to run around with as they play outside on a busy street. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on more no-nonsense fitness content. My quest to solve the increasingly low-energy muscle loss and feeling like a limp sack of wood oatmeal began around the age of 45. Despite a solid workout regimen and a diet up to this point, my stats were dropping faster than Disney stock. So let's rewind to the golden age of 2010. Sun shining, birds singing, and my face on the floor alone in a Boston hotel room miles from my Canadian home on work-related training. I just had my first experience with severe sciatic nerve pain. About a half second after attempting to tie my shoes, my lower back decided to call it quits, sending me plummeting to the carpet in paralyzing agony. Thankfully, it was a Sunday and whatever meetings I needed to be at were not until the following day. If there was a silver lining to be had, at least I could reach the remote, so while immobilized, I decided to kill time watching Lord of the Rings on pay-per-view. It was 6 hours before I could stand and shuffle like Joe Biden to a Circle K across the street for painkillers. Years go by, but I never gained confidence in my lower back again, and that's after yoga, core, deadlifts, P90X, Body Beast. I couldn't heal in a reasonable amount of time.
No, sir, I didn't like it.
I was probably the fittest guy I knew, yet I had this massive Achilles heel that could go off at any time for the most idiotic of reasons. So I go to doctors. Well, they were useless. This may ruffle some feathers, but doctors are medical professionals. They don't know jack squat about health. At least no more than your average Google search. Maybe less, but I digress. The best I was able to achieve was good chiropractic care, but the problem seemed muscular, not degenerative disc. Because everything, chest, arms, legs, all of these things after a workout took days to recover. So enough was finally enough, and it was time to think outside the box. Your average blood test doesn't tell you much of what you really need to know unless you ask for the right things. Hormone levels, for example, are not generally checked off on a requisition form unless specifically requested. So rather than stick with my former opinionated, useless medical practitioner, I needed to drop the schlub in favor of a patsy. I required a doctor who would just sign off on whatever I wanted. My wife knew just the guy, and before you know it, I had enough blood sucked out of me to make a legion of vampires giddy. When the results come in, I requested them mailed to me so I can go through them. Several numbers give me cause for concern. High estradiol, low testosterone. Numbers are fine, but what do you do about them? I quickly got directed towards a wellness clinic, a private practice that deals with hormone therapy. And Botox, cosmetic laser treatments, hey, diversifying is good business. My Canadian listeners may wonder about this, as most only ever use the free healthcare, which is great. If you like waiting 48 hours in an emergency lineup with a broken collarbone, waiting to see someone who, shockingly enough, can also permanently put you out of your misery upon request if you sign the right form. But if you want high-quality results, that's not free in any country. Trust me, a hockey player with a broken thumb, he ain't waiting 5 minutes in any line. So if you have a healthcare spending account, be prepared to use it. So there I am, sitting in this clinic filled with old ladies getting their wrinkled faces pumped full of Botox, and I'm there about my testosterone levels. After more tests, yep, results confirmed. Low T. Me. Amazing. A cold, hardy man who shops for meat the hard way. And in all thy son's command... Huh? Canadian pillar of stoicism. Father of 4 and husband to a sexual bombshell.
Give me some sugar, baby.
Low T. If you're the kind of guy who gets bashful easy, then you better saddle up because things are going to get real personal during those meetings. Muscle pain was my primary concern, but there was no way you're going to avoid talking about
dick
and
2 balls.
The main doctor ran the place, but the nurse did the consults, and talking about
Pecker
in explicit detail with a woman who was not my wife certainly reminded me that, yep, I'm entering the 50 zone, and this is what my future looks like from here on in. So after we decided that
Wang, pay attention.
Was like in the morning and how well
Willie.
Performed in the bedroom and even how
Johnson.
Behaved when the Oilers won a game, it was decided bioidentical hormones combined with a low-dose estrogen blocker was the solution. The goal was to reduce estrogen levels to a normal number to combat body fat and prevent me from developing a spectacular set of tits.
Holly, this is not my breast.
T can be done through injections, patches, gels, or even pellets. It is intended to return T to baseline levels, not to be confused with roid rage doses. For me, the process was straightforward. After confirming my low testosterone levels, we went over the options and chose injections. Just kidding. I asked if there was an alternative to pointy things and went with creams. At first, the creams did help, but it was like riding a hormonal roller coaster. One day I'd feel like Superman, the next like a neuter Jimmy Olsen. Not exactly the stability I was looking for. So a couple of years later, the doc sends the nurse to get coffee, shuts the door, and gives me the pep talk, man to man. And I say, fine. Give me the injections, dude. I'm going all in. I want the distilled essence of Conan the Barbarian, Rambo, John Wick, and a dash of Wyatt Earp, all in a convenient syringe. Now let's talk about those injections. I hate them, but I do them. Once a week, right in the quads. It's a mixed bag. 9 out of 10, no problem. Painless, done in about a minute. But every now and then, I poke a nerve and need to try again. However, there was one clear difference in the output of injections over creams, like switching from a bumpy dirt road to a smooth highway. With injections, results were more stable. No more wild mood swings or energy crashes. My muscles started healing like they were supposed to, and my back pain? Well, it went from screaming to a polite whisper. In the event that it did suffer a sciatic spike, it healed in a fraction of the time. Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. Regular blood tests and check-ins with the doc were a must. We tweaked the dosage a few times to find the sweet spot, and that's all part of the process. Testosterone blood tests aren't really an exact science, and regular testing is required to establish a baseline of around 300 to 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. One time my levels hit over 2,000, and the nurse nervously asked me, how do you feel? Fine, and I left it at that. No need to bring up the Amazon purchase of the cat suit for the missus. Subsequent tests showed more normal levels. Just be aware of that going in. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the myths and misconceptions surrounding TRT, and trust me, there are aplenty. First up, the idea that TRT is for bodybuilders looking to get juiced. Sure, some bodybuilders might use it, but TRT is primarily for men with clinically low testosterone levels, not gym bros chasing big gains. While it will help with maintaining lean muscle mass, it will only do so if you train. But don't expect anything more than what a normal T level will give. Regarding that, if you take TRT and remain a couch potato, it's useless. You have to give the body a reason to use what you're giving it. Next, the myth that TRT turns you into an angry, Incredible Hulk jackass. Well, if you were a jackass before, you're still going to be one after. It's not a personality transplant or repair. Look, I can't speak for everyone, but in my experience, TRT hasn't turned me into a green rage monster. If anything, it's helped me feel more balanced and in control. Testosterone in men can help with good mental side effects like ambition, which in turn creates confidence. A lot of times, overaggression might just be a result of your life being a crap sandwich, or you being a dick. Or maybe you work in UFC, you're in active combat, or play hockey. The thing about aggression is that in some places you kind of need to have it. How it's utilized and controlled has more to do with personality, environment, and training. Finally, the myth that TRT will leave you bald as Mr. Clean. While it's true that testosterone can contribute to hair loss in some men, TRT isn't the one-way ticket to the land of baldness. When I started, I had a full head of gray hair. My hair has thinned over time, but in all fairness, I blame age more than anything. Now that we've tackled the myths, let's focus on the real deal, the benefits of testosterone replacement therapy. First and foremost, TRT can revitalize your energy levels and restore a skip in your step. Again, if you give a man a sense of ambition and confidence, sky's the limit. We'll build the damn pyramids with a good supply of confidence. That and an endless supply of disposable labor. Next, muscle gains. TRT is not a gym bro solution, but it is for anyone looking to regain muscle mass and strength, within reason. With stable testosterone levels, you'll be lifting heavier as healing is finally restored to normal levels. Just remember, you either work out when using TRT, even if moderately, or don't even bother starting. And let's talk about mood. TRT can stabilize mood swings, which is good if you want the missus to back off the daily iocane powder in your coffee. TRT can lift your spirits and bring mental clarity, making everyday challenges feel more manageable. But there is a potential warning here too. In my experience, the thing that contributed to mood instability was not the testosterone, but rather the estrogen blocker. Contrary to bro science, male bodies do require estrogen, just not nearly as much as the ladies. Still, take too much blocker and you're gonna feel like crap. Or, as I like to scientifically describe it, an emotional bitch. Now, improving sexual function. This is kind of a subjective thing. If you already have a good sex life, then you may notice only marginal improvements. If your T levels were in the gutter, then you may want to get the kids to bed earlier on a more frequent basis because things are going to get frisky. But either way, assuming you already have good relations with your significant other, improvements will happen. Oh, that wasn't descriptive enough, okay? Well then let's burn through some top questions people may have. Will I get better erections? Yes. Will I grow a bigger pecker? No. Will my orgasms be better? Mildly, yes, maybe. Will my balls shrink? Haven't measured, but I don't think so. Will this fix ED? Can't say, but in some cases I'm sure it will. Will I become a sex-crazed freak? No more than usual. Will I have the proportionate strength of a spider?
You serious?
Oh, wait, I'm not. Can I make love 10 times a day?
Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man.
I'm not sure how that's even possible. Will I desire fast cars and fine cigars? I suppose if you have a pre-existing desire for that kind of... Will I need to buy a size up in underwear? For crying out loud, no. I do have some concerns that I would be remiss to not talk about. Well, one really. Am I going to be injecting myself every week for the rest of my life? While many are suggesting that TRT should be the first step to take, I would advise a more cautionary approach. Can you improve T levels naturally? Are your T levels low because you simply live the sedentary life of a cubicle monkey? It might be that commitment to fitness and a more active lifestyle is the best first step. Or food. Moving to a heavier protein diet can also help. I did all these and finally moved into TRT in my late 40s. But if you're in your early 20s, think before embarking on this path. But now that I'm here, I often wonder what it will take to get myself off this stuff since I don't exactly have a lot of faith towards pharmaceuticals. But that's a journey I have yet to embark on. For now, I hope to have given an honest take on where I am with TRT and how I got here. If you enjoyed this video and want more coach-free fitness content, don't forget to like or subscribe to stay updated on future shows, and until next time, stay strong.